Dire team ban.
Alright, you ready?
Radiant team ban.
Hello everyone, welcome back to our second series today. We got Mineski-X going up against Next Gen, part of the Manila 2016 SEA qualifiers. I'm Zambrella. Oh jeez. Joined by Ryu this time. How's it going, man? Yes. Yeah.
You can be different. Alright, we're good.
It's all good. It's all good.
Alright. So, do you know, so is this Winter? Oh yeah, like you talked about. So he's playing on a team now. Back in SEA.
Yeah, I've had the pleasure of casting Mineski-X a couple of times over the last few days, but Next Gen are completely new to me. I don't know if you know much about them.
No, this is why I'm trying to cast more SEA. I know, you know, all the MVPs, the Fanatics, you know all the bigger teams. Mineski was once a huge big brand in SEA, but their Dota 2 team is just falling off heavy, and maybe they'll make a return here quickly, but we'll have to see. That's why I'm trying to cast some of these games, trying to see who's trying to make a name for themselves in the region.
Cool. So let's get into this draft straight away. Very popular line picked up first, then Mineski-X opened with the Nature's Prophet and Earth Spirit. Two of the most popular heroes for sure this patch.
10 seconds remaining.
It's gonna be interesting to see what they want to do. Obviously, both of these heroes, flash out and say, we want to gank constantly in the mid lane or anywhere else and then just take towers. But Lion and Void, they have a lot of control coming out.
Yep.
Lion's not the best hero for dealing with the Nature's Prophet and the offlane, so he can just pull the treants constantly. But if Nature's Prophet gets caught out with a Hex, with a stun, he could be easy kills, but we'll see what they want to pair up for him. And then we have the Faceless Boy. It can help a lot when you're pushing around with the Nature's Prophet. You can easily just time walk in, chrono, and have easy follow-up for him, just punishing for that split, pushing around the map.
Hopefully they'll look to combo something up with the Faceless Void during the early and mid game. He really lacks the damage to get a solo kill with anyone, but Invoker's not in the pool, but there are still many more options available to him. I'd initially say the Death Prophet, but they banned out the Death Prophet themselves.
Yeah, that's kind of weird, seeing them ban out DP themselves. And Invoker was the first thing that came in mind. Obviously, it was banned out. OD's not too bad, as well as banned out. So there's not too many big physical burst damaging mid heroes left for both sides. So it's gonna be interesting what they want to go for. Maybe they'll have to go back for Alina on one of those sides. It does help out a lot for bursting down. Wind Ranger's still capable of doing a lot. And last... Oh, okay.
Doctor gets picked up from Mineski-X. I feel like this is almost a ban pick in a way as well, a block pick even.
Yeah. It's definitely one of those heroes you love to run against the Furion's treants. Helps a lot for the sustain with the heal. I don't really like... I guess Witch Doctor and Lion are still a good duo. They're okay. But I would rather have Next Gen get something like... I guess a Phoenix support is still really good. It shows Nature's Prophet a lot of times in his Sprout when you Sunray, and this should help out a lot when team fighting.
In combo with Void as well, it's pretty sweet.
Icarus dive in the chrono.
Yeah, you bet. Yeah, how quick you are on your fingers, but I mean, I've recently found the power of Sunray, because like the old school like Phoenix build, right? It was like 4-4-0, right? Like max Icarus dive with the Fire Spirits, and you wouldn't get Sunray till like a lot later on. But the much more popular build now is go like 1-1-3, so getting the Sunray even over the Fire Spirits, just because it is so strong. The heal and the damage over time is very much still underestimated.
I would say you even see sometimes the 1-2-2 build because the
Mm.
Fire Spirits level 1 is very underwhelming for the damage, and then it the next level it increases from 10 to 30, so you
That's a
can
big
dish out a
jump,
lot
yeah.
of the DPS. And then Sunray has to be max, like you're saying. It's just too much damage to not be had, and as well as the heal. A lot of the things can be turned around relatively easy. I think most people think about, oh, Sunray, the amount of damage it does is ridiculous. But at the same time, it's just an amazing thing to
Radiant
heal up
team
your
win.
allies too, constantly when you're pushing it. It's like your own witch doctor, but way better because it's faster
Mm.
at healing you up. But they have a counter now. That's a really good pickup for them. They're on the dire side too, so the Roshan advantage should be theirs, all things considered. So next gen, their picks have a little bit of flaws now. They need to get the levels up pretty quickly if they want to be able to
10
contest
seconds
this
remaining.
early Roche potential coming out from
Yeah.
Mineski.
Yeah, it's
5
pretty
seconds
damn big
remaining.
actually. Like maybe a hero, I was thinking something like the
Reserve
Beastmaster,
time.
but you wouldn't really want to run the Faceless Void as a safe lane hero.
Yeah, they're just gonna need to get some kind of. They don't want to show their mid hero yet. Maybe they do. I'm thinking Lino or Wind Ranger for mid, and then safe lane against the Ursa carry. They could potentially do PL. And we saw
Yeah.
MVP have success against the Ursa with the hero. I think it's really good for just doppelgangering away if he blinks on top of you, and then also, you just turn around, defusal him, and he just can't move in team fights. It's very hard.
Diffusal purges off his off enrage, doesn't it?
No, it
No,
doesn't.
he used to do that.
It used to. You
Okay.
could used to purge off Sven's ulti too. That's why he was so
Oh,
garbage
damn.
like
I'm
2-3 years ago.
gonna go with the gyrocopter.
Dire team ban.
I'm
I
not
think it's pretty
necessarily
neat,
sure
but-
that's the hero, but it adds a lot of team fight and early game aggression. But if Ursa gets on top of you, you're dead. Unless
Yeah, that's
the
true.
Lion's there to help you, back you up, and control the Ursa.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds
So-
remaining.
Next gen, they're looking for their mid hero, and Mineski-X also looking for their mid hero.
Reserve time.
So possibly Alina, like you said, for next gen might be pretty decent. I mean, other strong mid heroes that come to mind. Yes, TA semi okay. I'm not sure it's great for
Yeah, TA is
Mineski-X, but might be good for next gen.
Yeah, TA kind of sucks for Mineski. It's okay for next gen, like you're talking about. It's one of those heroes that can survive against the Earth Spirit roll in if he has up his refractions, can obviously meld if there's no sentry or dust. Puck, yeah, that's
Radiant
another
team
big
back.
hero kind of this patch at times when you have this huge team fight and Earth Spirit roaming around. You sometimes want to have like a Queen of Pain or Puck, so you don't have the chance to die. And
10 seconds
it's just going to be
remaining.
very interesting to see this game because all of the mid heroes are
5
banned out,
seconds
and that's
remaining.
fun when you get to experience different heroes in the mid lane. So,
Reserve
what
time.
will it be? I'm very interested to see this. All right, we're gonna call these both right. All right, we got 2 chances. So the Wind Ranger
Dire team
is
pick.
back in my mind. All right, so there's no Wind Ranger. So the only thing really left is Alina. Lina helps out against the Phoenix Egg. Helps burst down heroes. So I think Mineski are going to get Lina since their first pick. And then next gen are going to look at this and they're like, what can we get to really counteract that?
You know what I'd like to see is a DK.
10
DK
seconds
is
remaining.
it gets bullied too easily, but at the same time, like you said, there's
5 seconds
right, like I
remaining.
said, there's not that many mid heroes left. I guess you have the Bat Rider still.
Nice, nice.
Alright, so they're gonna play super aggressive on the mid lane. You might need a Queen of Pain here. I think Queen of Pain is the best pick right now for next gen. There's whoa.
Oh,
Okay.
nice.
Now this is gonna be a very fun game.
Okay, Meepo. I actually haven't cast a game with Meepo in for
And it's a meepo mid against a Bat Rider. I want to see how this works out because you have the net for when he kind of chases you. You can do a lot of cool stuff. But at the same time, you have Bat Rider plus Earth Spirit plus a Nature's Prophet. Meepo mid is super, super greedy and risky.
You put the gyro mid then? I don't know what the the positions these players play. So
Yeah, I just see Mineski running all over their mid lane, but the Meepo is definitely a good hero in this game if Earth Spirit doesn't silence all of them and
10 seconds
like Ursa doesn't DPS one completely because it just seems like they're gonna get a lot of free farm.
5 seconds.
I don't know. They have. It's kind of looking like a lot of greed from NG, right? But it could work out at the end of the day.
I'll have to wait and see. So over on the Radiant side, it's going to be NG. Dire side is Mineski-X. It's going to be Winter playing the Nature's Prophet. I'm sure we're all aware who Winter is. And oh, we actually see the Phoenix TP down to the bottom lane very quickly. He's actually going to spot out this Earth Spirit, who put an Observer Ward. Well, it doesn't actually have an Observer Ward on him, so it's kind of like... I mean, he's probably put something down here, and he actually put one here to block out this pool camp. I'm going to try and get some sentries and deward that. Actually, I haven't seen this ward on the Radiant safe lane for quite a while, but it's really good for protecting a safe lane hero and spotting out the offlaner.
Yeah, normally sometimes you see the offlaners immediately put like a sentry ward right here because they expect either this to be warded on the right side or it to be warded here on the left side. So sometimes we see that at LAN events where maybe somebody just watched the replay, they understand, hey, well, we just saw you place this here, we're gonna easily counter it. But this time around,
it's gonna be countered. I guess why else would the Phoenix have TP'd and been there in such an early point of the game? Phoenix dive? Oh, just went a little bit too early, so Batrider is able to catch that first bounty rune. Same with the Meepo. So Meepo starts out with 2 tangos, a Quelling Blade, plus the Boots of Speed. The extra movement will be pretty handy.
Yeah, he needs these items, and he'll probably get a magic wand next. Maybe even salve. It's gonna be interesting to see. But if you don't have boots first, you're just gonna feed. And at the same time, if you don't have a Quelling Blade, you're not gonna be able to last hit. So this is really good play so far from the Meepo.
I like, it's interesting to see where Earth Spirit's sitting at the moment. He's kind of just waiting around, maybe going to try and spring a trap at the moment. They're going to see the Gyrocopter, they might just trap him in, they're going to Rolling Boulder him. He actually has Flat Cannon early on, so no extra damage with the Rocket Barrage. They're chasing him with the Orb of Venom. It's not going to be enough, especially as Lion starts to rotate in.
And this is going to be a huge double wave. He might even have problems CSing under the tower, poor guy. Oh, he's going to miss 3 creeps. That's a huge deal. And they're going to get the pull up now. Well, at least they might have a chance here for these creeps. So this is a problem now. Now you're gonna have to make a committed dive behind the tower to make sure that Furion doesn't get all these creeps.
Actually using the Treant to tank up the creep wave a little bit, just keeping it out of the tower range to make it a little bit easier for himself. Meanwhile, Spirit in the mid lane, he's looking to rotate on the Meepo. Meepo's level 3. Doesn't put anything into his
Yeah, he can level up his ulti right now.
Yeah.
But he's kind of waiting. He's baiting.
There we go. Still
Yeah,
only
the
level
Iron
1.
Talon. Is this the build? It's kind of cool. See, the problem is if he poofs like this. This is a play. He can make it. No, he just went to check the rune here.
Go for the rune, but Phoenix is gonna be able to grab that one after stacking the camp as well. How's this Void doing? He's actually been zoned out fairly well here, up to only lower. He's only just hit level 2 as Ursa's going to run after him. They go for the wraparound, Witch Doctor. Nah, they're not going to find him. Time Walk too strong at the moment. I think there's any way that they really kill the Faceless Void unless Faceless Void uses Time Walk incorrectly at some point. Or some rotation comes in from the Earth Spirit.
Yeah, it kind of has to be on the Earth Spirit getting a good silence off, and because I don't think the stun's going to be enough. Maybe if they chain them properly. They do have Meldick. This is an interesting 1v1 up here. I'm surprised he didn't go for it even more. Huh. I think he could have won that 1v1.
Or the Void or the...
Yeah, the Void.
Yeah, level 1 Maledict isn't the best. Look at Spirit, he's
Oh,
gonna go
mid.
for the rolling boulder, he gets it, and the poofs, they come out. Actually, no, they get cancelled in the end, but the net's gonna be there. The kick comes through, but I think Meepo should. Actually, he's gonna be in a lot of trouble. The net does come out, but he's gonna try and poof to his Meepo. It was further away, but he ends up going down. The rotation from Phoenix isn't gonna lead to anything, and Jacko gonna get the first blood in this mid lane against the Meepo.
Yep, nicely timed, executed, really well played there, and then you have to shut down the Meepo as much as you can. He went for this really greedy Iron Talon build, and oh, as I'm talking, here we go, we got Nova scouting out where the Void's rotating, so Bong is gonna have to go elsewhere, and that's the problem. You have an Iron Talon on your Faceless Void, you have an Iron Talon on your Meepo. Who's sharing the jungle here?
Jungle lane big enough for the both of us. And Prophet is doing pretty well against the Gyro. I mean, for an offlane hero anyway, getting a lot more than the Faceless Void is. On the side of Mineski-X, coming up to 4 minutes. Bottom rune gonna be Bounty rune, top rune, Arcane rune.
Yeah, they did a really nice job of trying to set up for that easy kill in the bottom lane. But it didn't happen. Oh, we have a Hex here on the bottom lane. Yeah, this is easy kill on the Furion.
I'm getting a range for the Hex. I guess being nighttime for 20 seconds really restricts your vision. So Lion could come out of the fog, get an easy Hex into the stun with the Rocket Barrage. Pretty simple there. Meepo is going to move into his own jungle. There's a double stack for him to take with his... Such a nice sound with the Immortal.
Yeah, I do like the sound. I forgot what I used to confuse it with though. It was another sound. Nah, yeah, it's just not coming to me.
He's gonna have to send both of them back to base at the moment, and he's actually got. Well, I guess actually I'd say he's got more CS than the Batrider, but Batrider's CS is all from the lane creeps, whereas Meepo's is from the jungle, which is not as effective. All this Earth Spirit sitting in the mid lane. He's managed to find level 3 as well. Got 1-1-1 at the moment. Oh, he's... Oh, Meepo poofs himself out to safety just.
Bottom is missing.
That was a close one.
Yeah, I thought Nova for sure would probably try and kick. Maybe he felt like it wasn't going to be in time or something. But
Minor mistake.
This is when Meepo starts farming way out of control. He's already up to 1,200 gold. Should be rushing for that Ags. And it's going to be very interesting how they deal with them. We've talked about it enough. They don't have that much AoE. But at the same time, Witch Doctor cast bouncing between the Meepos is very annoying. You can still silence and magnetize all the Meepos and absolutely crush them. And Ursa, as long as he can stick on one target, he can potentially blow them up. So they're looking pretty good for trying to shut down the Meepo heading into the mid game, but now they're giving space to Lion, and this is a really good strategy that they've, I think, kind of thought up, or were in it. They just stack the jungle, and then now they're just farming here.
Give Lion a nice early level 6 is great as well. The Spirit might spot out the Lion here. Lion's got to be careful. They're juking it around the tree line. The Observer Ward goes down. They see the Lion. Batrider, he's getting pretty close to that Blink Dagger as well. Another 400 gold away, if that's what he decides to go for, unless he wants to go for the BOTs.
Oh my goodness, speaking of BOTs,
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Meepo here
Meepo?
on Different Heaven. Yeah, like this is so greedy. But that's kind of like what they're doing with the lineup right now. They're playing super greedy, and they're just going to continue to farm. Faceless Void almost has his level 6. And once they have Phoenix level 6 too, this is going to be very interesting. But when you play this passive early on, it just opens up the possibilities for this sad face C.
Oh, I was like, who's sad face C? But yeah, you're right.
I don't even know what to call him.
Ursa.
Nah,
Phoenix is going to move in and see this is happening at the moment. Got to be careful though. Doesn't have any fire spirits at the moment. He was using those earlier on. Magical. Watch out for Nova's kick. He gets stunned up here, but he dodges it. Still the silence, and Ursa getting bashed up a little bit. Okay, they're just putting
Oh,
it
got
Jaro. He's
back.
going to go for the cooldown Roshan. It goes the way of, in fact, Ursa's the one that picks it up, and it was going the way of Dire, so Ursa does manage to get the final blow on it. Magical still alive on 20 hit points at the moment, so Ursa's still alive. I hear Witch Doctor ultimate being used. They use that to get the, well, Bat Rider gets the kill on the Phoenix, and Witch Doctor gets the kill on the Meepo, and TP out from the Lion. So going all the way of Mineski-X there, they get 2 kills, they get the Roshan last hit, and they get the Aegis.
Yeah, trying to contest Roche when you're half HP Gyro, half HP Phoenix, super greedy. They should have just let it go and just get the level 6 on their supports. If they have level 6 on Lion, he's going to have enough control. If they have enough level 6 with Phoenix, they're going to have enough team fight pressure to where they're able to, I think, reliably take the team fight. So one Aegis isn't the end of the world. You just have to make sure you contest the second one. But giving over all those kills and then a lot of map control here.
Kick is gonna miss on the Faceless Void. That was actually an opportunity for a Flaming Lasso then. I think Bat Rider was quite expecting to be right on top of him.
Just rip. You have to realize how long of a cooldown Faceless Void. Oh, there we go.
That's a big chrono. Spirit is going to be the target here with the cooldown hitting him. So that's an easy first kill. What else will they be able to find is the question. Bat Rider looks to be the target here, but with the Blink Dagger, it's going to be fine. Good grab there for NG. It was a good Chronosphere, but unfortunately they didn't have the bodies there to be able to get the 2 kills.
I mean, what's the point of running this Phoenix support if you're not going anything in Sunray? I'm so confused.
I think they're trying to, like, I don't know whether he's got levels somewhere, whether he's been in the jungle. He's up to 12 CS. You're right, I feel like Sunray is it's just so strong. Meanwhile, Beanpo's going to try and wrap around on the Nature's Prophet. He finds it a perfect use of the Earthbind. They're going to lock him down. Multiple Earthbinds, but he managed to put the perfect tree, actually. That was, I feel like that was either luck or extreme skill.
Yeah, you have to realize that the first net will cancel TPs and stuff, but afterwards it doesn't. Bottom lane action all over the place.
Oh, he's dead. So it's a support for carry at the moment. Meanwhile, Earthspirit rolling on forward, going to try and catch up the Lion, and now Phoenix in a lot of trouble as well. 2 for 1, 3 for 1 at the moment. And this Bat Rider doing some work. 4-0-1, and he's so close to his 4-star after just picking up the Blink Dagger.
That's when you know the game's going bad, when you have the Bat Rider tempo controlling 4-0 at 10 minutes in the game. And that's right, Bat Rider's not fearsome until he gets that Blink 4-staff. Like normally the Blink is, yeah, you can catch somebody off with it once you unveil like a smoke or something and you're like, oh, well, Bat Rider has a Blink Dagger now, guys. Just watch out. But now he has even more initiation range. So you have to be even more careful. And they're just feeding over a little bit too many kills, and it just hurts when the Furion comes into the bottom lane after surviving on 10 HP and sprouts up your Phoenix, also getting that kill.
Yeah. So I just want to clarify what you're saying about the Meepo. So his first net cancels TPs, but the second one and, well, consecutive ones won't.
The first one, initial one, counts as a stun and stuff, but the second ones don't, or the second, third, fourth, however many after. So you can just TP out.
I did not know that.
Yeah, it's a unique thing.
I just thought it was interesting how because he sprouted himself and it pushed all the Meepos out as well. Pretty close. But anyway, on the top lane, Winter could be in a bit of trouble here. The cooldown is going to slow him. They even get the stun, the Hex as well. Meepo coming in just to secure the kill. Gyrocopter is going to be the one getting the last hit, though. 4 heroes rotating to this top lane, but they might be able to make a push out of it. No, maybe not, especially as 4 of these Dire heroes, they smoked up. They're looking to try and wrap around, avenge their fallen brother. Oh, the DD rune. It's just going to be left unnoticed for now. They need to just go for this kill. Magical and Dr. Pushin.
So another thing to note will be it cancels channeling. Oh, top lane.
Yeah, there's a fight. The cast, that was a brilliant cast along with the Witch Doctor ultimate. It's going to actually be a big Chronosphere catching up 3 heroes. This means Gyrocopter, he can really output his damage, but no one is dead. Actually, they do lose the Witch Doctor, but Jacko should be able to blink out, or he's actually got a 4-star if he needs to use it. Blinks out. 4-star away. Age is gonna, it was about to expire, so it doesn't really matter. Now Winter, he's trying to fight up against the Gyrocopter, does finally get a kill. A great flame break as well. Winter once again shrouding himself, gonna try and TP himself out of there, but the poof damage the AoE too much. But like we talked about before, Ursa was able to focus on one of those Meepos and gets himself a kill.
They still have the egg. They need to be careful. Oh, sad face.
They're going to use the egg. Ursa is going to run himself away. Faces forward, jumps on forward. Ursa got the face boots. He's going to completely ignore the DD. There's no point going for that. And Batrider's going to blink up onto the, actually 4-star up onto the high ground. Whoa, Ursa's going to go for it, but the finger comes through.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Live to see the
I think at the end of that, that was like a 4-for-4 trade, maybe?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out who all died there. I know the Aegis ran out, or they killed the Aegis, killed Ursa again. Nature's Prophet, did he buy back is the question. Mid lane? No, he didn't buy back, he's just coming in mid. Stun?
Lion actually doesn't get caught by the Maledict here, and they're in a dangerous position as this BOT's coming in. Guess who it is? It's the Meepo. Oh, misses the first Earthbind. Good 4-star from the Batrider as well.
Drums so fast, everyone just running away constantly. Ooh, what a good item. But all things considered, now is the go time for NG after the Phoenix-X comes back and in Chronosphere. They have to apply some pressure. They need to start getting some towers down because they don't want to let the Roche go again. Like, you can give up the first Roche to Ursa, and that's perfectly fine. But the next one, if they get it, they're going to be able to take down your tier 2 towers, and they're going to just be able to get too much map control. So they need to start putting a lot of pressure. But at the same time, like, you still have to wait for your Meepo to get X. He's 700 away. You don't want to jump the gun too early, but need to start putting some pressure.
Meanwhile, the Dire getting aggressive once again on the Radiant side of the map. Ursa with his Blink Dagger. Plus Batrider as well with his initiation. That's a scary duo. And not to mention the Witch Doctor. He's been finding some really good kills with the Death Ward, or at least kill assists. And meanwhile, Winter does get hexed up the moment. It's a really good egg in a very good position actually, as well as the stun coming out from line. The lasso brings him closer towards the egg. That might not be the play, but Ursa blows it up in the end. It was only a level 1 egg, and now the Chronosphere comes out, but maybe it comes in too late. Witch Doctor with the heals as well, helping his allies out. The Rolling Ball is going to slow the Faceless Void a little bit. He also gets hit by the Magnetize. Jacko getting in front of him just to body block him up a little bit. And that's going to be 4 dead on the Radiant side. Oh, that initiation.
Play there was to Chronosphere the egg. Like, if he could have gotten in range where you go in and you have to protect your Phoenix egg in that situation. Once it goes down, your team fight is just completely lost. Ursa's just doing too much. Meepo just can't even come into the team fight because he's just constantly split pushing right now. And yeah, they just need to have a better setup, and that's a good thing to think about when you're team fighting. Not many people think about, oh, Chronosphere the egg? Wait, what nonsense is that? But if you do that, the only hero that can potentially really hit it will be the Nature's Prophet. And you would have thought that, oh.
Ursa's going to go back in. He does get hexed up. The Sunray doing a little bit of work. The Meepo trying to fight up. Earth Spirit still alive for now. The heals coming in from Witch Doctor are pretty strong, but Winter's going to be the target for the Meepo. Getting slowed up, netted up. I think this will be him going to go down, but Gyrocopter did go down as well, so 1 for 1 at the moment. And we're going to have a little reprieve for now, but there's a Blink and a Flaming Lasso if needed. They find the solo Meep on his own, and here comes the Ursa. But they're going to be a really, really good Sunray, actually catching out a lot of them at the moment. That's the Ursa dead. Earth Spirit's going to be the next one falling. I think Mineski-X stuck around a little bit too far there. One more right click onto the Batrider. It's not going to be enough. He uses that last Fairy Fire as well. He's going to be able to get himself out of there with the Firefly.
Yep, just too many Meepos. He got the Ags at a really good time, buffing up all the Meepos' HP, and that helped out a lot in surviving the tank and spank. Obviously, the Sunray, really nice, finally getting up those levels. You see how important it is just to put that on your heroes. And imagine if it was maxed out in some of the other team fights, it could have helped out a lot.
Yeah.
But
Dire's bottom tower is under
once again,
attack.
though, the Gyrocopter keeps dying, and that's the biggest thing. I saw this playing out like it, but it's fine. It's perfectly fine because they have this Meepo that's going to be transitioning into their hard carry. Gyrocopter is more like that guy that's going to be dealing out all the magical burst damage and giving his team buffed up movement speed with the drums. So he doesn't necessarily have to carry this game on his back because they picked that Meepo.
Yeah. But a smoke up now from Mineski-X. Everyone apart from the Nature's Prophet, but Nature's Prophet does have the teleportation available if need be. That Rider looking to try and get that initiation. They get it on that all-important gyrocopter, but there's still a Meepo there. But the stun comes through. The Chronosphere. Oh no, he couldn't quite get it off because he got stunned up. This is an egg. They're baiting for it. Don't go for this. You'll get hit by the Chronosphere. So they're actually just going to back off for now. That was actually a really good call from Mineski-X and good teamwork. But Earth Spirit looking to move on forward. He could throw out the stun, but lying there with the Earth Spike just in time.
Yeah, I think that was a good kick, and I think it was a good silence coming in for Nova. Else they would have had the 2 or 3 man chrono from Bong onto their Mineski lineup. And with that kill, they're feeling like they're safe enough to go into the Roche pit now. And that's what happens when you're the aggressors. You can afford to play really aggressive. You get one pick off, and then it just, since Roche dies so fast.
Oh. And they're moving on forward. They want to try and stop it, but it's an Ursa, my friends. He takes it down pretty quick. There's the Chronosphere catching up 3 heroes. That's brilliant. And now the cooldown plus the stun rate. This is so much work. The team fight, but Extinct on the sidelines. He's getting a pretty good ultimate coming through, but that gets cancelled fairly quickly. So that's 3 dead, nearly 4. The Aegis preventing that 4th death for now. Although Ursa's going to move in, trying to focus on one target. Here's too many heroes. I can't see what's going on. He ends up going down though, and Extinct looks like he could be the 5th casualty of Mineski-X. The Sunray coming through, burning him up for now. He's going to throw on the heels. One more right click from the Faceless Void should do it. He's juking between the tree lines, slowed a little bit by the time dilation. The net traps it into a dangerous place. The cast bouncing around, but there's just too many Meepos.
Oh my god, the Blink Dagger's online, and he has 2,600 gold, and they're about to take 3 towers. At least 2. They're going to take top and bottom, but oh my goodness, what a huge chrono.
Yeah, fantastic Chronosphere.
And they changed everything perfect too, because the Lion waited for his Earth Spike right as the chrono ended too. So they got even another 3 man, or it was a chrono into a Ravage, as many people like to say. That was sick.
Exactly what NG needed to come right back into this game.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Now if we look over at the net worth graph, not 5 minutes ago, SEX were 4k ahead in net worth, but now NG 2k and 7.5k in experience as well. They have taken a big lead here. Meepo goes for the Diffusal Blade.
Yeah, it's a really heads-up play. He's getting it to diffuse off the silence coming in from the Earth Spirit. It can help out for his other people. It also adds a ton of agility. It's the best agility item in the game, so it adds a lot of stats to his meepos when you're farming. You can also diffuse and chase. That's a really good thing that not many people do when you're chasing down heroes. Also for kiting the Ursa, that's another big thing.
And Blake online for Faceless Void as well, so it's going to make those initiations even easier. Alright, it's got an Invis Rune and a gem now online. Be nice. Everyone on the Radiant side is in this top lane at the moment, and everyone on the Dire side is in the bottom lane.
Yeah, both teams kind of know the state of the game where you want to protect your meeple in the top lane here, kind of bait him out. And at the other side of the spectrum, you could be maybe baiting out the Furion, or both teams just know like, hey, I have this deep ward inside of my jungle. We don't see anybody here, so we know that NG is farming or smoke ganking top lane. So they're just going to go to the bottom lane and farm the enemy woods.
Jaro on the front lines at the moment, it seems.
Seems risky, but they have a lot of Blink Daggers online. Blink online, Blink on Void, Blink on Meepo. Everything's crazy.
Oh, solo Chronosphere on the Ursa. They got to watch out for the Witch Doctor though, throwing out the cast. It's not really going to bounce. And Ursa is going to go down very quickly. Still alive, but now turns on his Master Manus, healing up throughout. But look at this Phoenix Sun go. They are going to be able to burst it down just about. No, it explodes! Winter couldn't quite get the last right click in there. So the Ursa's going to go down, and now this Sunray is doing a lot of work. Meepo moving on forward, blows up Winter, still alive. Yes, the Jaro has died, but Man, this Amiibo is doing some work. The chase after the Earth Spirit. You really want to go for this one? This is actually a really good play from the Earth Spirit, throwing out all his spells. And okay, maybe a needless death there from the Faceless Void, but overall, NG coming out on top.
Radiant's bottom
Yeah,
tower
that
is
was.
under attack.
That could have been game losing too, right? If you still had your Gyrocopter maybe alive and your Faceless Void, but they're still going to be able to take this tier 2 tower. They're going to be able to take tier 1 mid, and that's a lot of map control still going the way of NG once again. So it's going to be very interesting to see how Mineski can really come back into this game, because they just kind of they just keep on getting initiated on now.
That Phoenix did 2200 damage, which was 400 damage behind the Meepo in that team fight. This is so much damage. Now Winter's gonna get called out once again by the Meepos. He sprouts himself in, but the Geo Strike, that's a lot of damage.
And just look at the Meepo. He's got a Ghost Scepter. He's going F Blade, it looks like. Oh,
the level
man.
2 Diffusal Blade straight away as well.
He just wants to have so much agility. He's going for the maximum amount of agility in a game where he's right-clicking like a monster. That's the only word to describe it. He's got 120 right now. That's absurd.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Mid tower goes down. Meepo's going to do some split pushing in the bottom lane. He's actually going to try and fight up against a lot of heroes, but Ursa is here, along with the Batrider, the 4-star forward. They need to grab one of the Meepos. They need to lock down one of them. In comes Winter as well to throw out the right clicks if possible. They found the low Meepo. They need to blow him up. They're going to be able to get him. That is a huge kill for Mineski-X.
That's a godlike streak. Oh my goodness. Way
In the way
too far.
of the Batrider as well. That's going to be his Yule's nearly complete.
Problem is, you can't show yourself on every single lane as a Meepo. Eventually, they're gonna catch you. I mean, they have a Batrider, for goodness sake.
Dire's middle tower is under
Can't
attack.
play that aggressive without having your team in the backlines.
Cool. 21 to 20, 24 minutes into this game. Pretty damn close one, guys. Dire, they're gonna push down this bottom lane. Meepo is actually, because he's just so far ahead in this game, his respawn time is huge. That, I don't know, was it about a year ago he got that nerf? His respawn time. So it's,
Yeah, I think
it's
it was
now
like
the same as us
35%
mere mortals.
Reduce time. It's kind of like something around the same thing as like Necro, where it's, you get reduced time in the grave, or buff time for Necro and reduced time for Meepo. But that definitely needed to be nerfed. That was way too silly. But at the same time, since Meepo gains so many levels and so quickly, that's the biggest problem about the hero. It's like, once you die, you stay dead forever.
Nice. Finally coming back alive now. Roshan potentially respawning in the next 5 minutes.
I'm really surprised he doesn't just get a sheep stick. That's my biggest concern right now for this Meepo. You can go for a lot of the solo pickoffs, but it's so fun to watch or listen to the Meepos hitting creeps. It's like, sure.
Right, NG smoke up. They're gonna lead the way with the Meepo. They're gonna try and bait the Meepo, maybe? I don't know. It's a definite possibility. So gets a basher. That's gonna be nice for locking down one of those pesky Meepos, or another hero even, to be honest. Okay, the smoke is actually going to wear off like in just a second, so they didn't manage to find anyone out, but they did get themselves into a fairly deep position inside the enemy jungle. Winter's going to be spotted out here. He was on the low ground trying to farm up. The Sun Ray coming through. Now the cooldown. The Glimmer Cape isn't going to save you for all that damage, especially as it's pure damage. Faceless Void could commit the Chronosphere just for the Witch Doctor. Might not want to. Whoa, doesn't need to.
They also have a gem on Lion, so that Glimmer Cape is going to be completely ineffective. And this is where they can go high ground. I mean, they have no buyback on either. Well, which I was just looking at Witch Doctors as I said that, but he could just susceptible to die. Oh my goodness, Batrider is dead.
Yeah. This guy is so quick there. managed to catch all those heroes. Just used all his hoofs in one go. Used them up and then blinks in at exactly the right moment. So that's one set of racks down in record time here, and Meepo just comes back in, throws out multiple nets, stop anyone moving forward, zoning nets. Now this range barracks takes a beating. The melee barracks might be the next one to fall, and this game is suddenly turned around. This is the last stand here. Now Ursa jumping in, but he gets stunned up the Chronosphere as well in an interesting position. Doesn't actually catch anyone apart from the Phoenix in the end, but this is a Witch Doctor ultimate. But it's a level 2 ultimate, but there's just too much armor on the Meepo at the moment. 24 and more than that as well. And Phoenix Sun is going to explode, and they just move on, forgetting about the bottom racks. There's no point. There's a T2 tower to roll in. Does he have his ultimate? He does have the magnetize here. The heals coming in from Phoenix, keeping his allies alive. First T4 down, second one about to fall, but GG is just going to be called. That game suddenly exploded.
Yeah, this is just all that one team fight around Roche where everybody was grouped up, and they managed to take away the Aegis as well as all 5 members of Mineski that crippled them. That's their bread and butter, where you have a lineup that's all built around Roche. You control the Aegis, you push down towers with it or go for pickoffs once you have it online, but when you don't have it, Ursa is just one of those heroes that can get blown up instantly. And we saw how it happened. You know, you just face this void